Is there a major problem with NBA 2K22? I know a lot of people probably think that that's the case, and I can understand that. We're almost in the same place that we were with WWE 2K22. And I'm a little concerned myself, and I'm usually not. I'm usually the one that's like, man, yeah, it's okay. But I don't know if it's a situation where they can't get clearance to like get certain assets out or whatever. But it's August 17th, and we haven't seen our first deep dive at all. Like we got that one little thing there, but we haven't seen our first deep dive at all. Like, do I think there's a delay? No, I don't think there's a delay. But is this lack of information, does it have me feeling like we might be looking at one of those releases that needs a patch? I'm talking about super fast, because there's a lot going on. That make me feel some type of way. I'm like, oh man, it might be one of those years, right? And I know they usually get it together. I know they usually get it together. But this is definitely one of I'm a little concerned about what the state of the game is going to look like once it drops. I cannot lie. I'm a little concerned about that. Usually by this time we would have, I'm gonna look it up, and I usually can tell it by my own coverage, right? So I'm gonna look up NBA 2K. Y'all can't see what I'm doing, but NBA 2K21. Say my NBA. No, I think it's my NBA. Let me see what I get with my NBA. Okay. So my review last year came out on September 6th. And of course, I'm not talking about next gen, because we know next gen didn't come out until later in the year. But I'm talking about current gen that released in September. So my current gen review was on September 6th. So what I'm trying, I know what I do. I gotta set the time. Custom range. We're gonna go from, because this is a way to kind of get it. It doesn't tell you everything, but it give you a little bit of a gauge, right? So we're gonna go to September 1st. All right. So on August 29th, I wrote an article that says there are only 2 good reasons to buy the current gen version of NBA 2K. Because at that time I really didn't see any reason to get the current gen version, except for the 2 that I gave. See, August 2nd. I'm trying to see when this came. Okay, so August 20th. I had an article that said my team details coming in soon. Now I'm gonna be totally honest with y'all. This article, I made a mistake because I had the information early and I had misread a date. I'm just being 100% honest with y'all, and I put it out a little bit too early, and I had to pull it back. So that article, I published it on August 20th. I think it was supposed to go out into the day after that or something like that. So I remember that now that I'm looking at it. Because on August 21st is when I published the official My Team blog. All right. So that's August 21st last year is when the official My Team blog dropped. So that we're talking about 4 days. We haven't seen, and My Team is never the first game that they release. Never the first game that they show. It's usually close to the last one. Okay. So I wrote an article on August 17th last year about NBA 2K21. And my article was NBA 2K21 has some work to do on an important aspect of the upcoming game. And this was about the demo the demo came out on August 24th. I don't believe there's going to be a demo this year, if I'm not mistaken. But Okay, demo came out on the 24th. And this article was about how bad the Kobe Bryant render was. It was really bad. Oh boy, it was bad. It was bad. It was pretty bad. So that was that. I'm trying to see when this was, man, that like the first blog came out. Okay, they dropped the rookie ratings on August the 26th. NBA 2K21 gameplay details potentially leaked. That was on August the 12th. Let me see, was this legit? Yeah, this was legit, I believe. Yeah, that was legit. That was a legit leak. A lot of those leaks ain't legit, but that one was. And last year they were behind schedule. On August 10th, I wrote an article that says, "Where's the My GM and My League blog?" So I don't know, man. This is becoming a normal thing, and maybe perhaps next year, maybe they'll push it back a couple weeks or 3 weeks. I'm quite sure the developers would appreciate it if that did happen. But there is some reason for some trepidation here. So you know, it's some stuff happening here. So I don't know, man. We'll see what happens. I'm not gonna say that this definitely means that there's major problems, but I can understand. I don't think anybody would be crazy to say that. But then again, I don't think that we're far off from getting any information on the game either. Which brings me to my next thing. I think what we're probably looking at, because we haven't seen it yet, is some sort of ratings information. So, you know, that usually is one of the first things they start throwing out, like who's 99, who's 98, because they want that conversation to kind of kick in, right? And yeah, Nelson is saying that COVID still affecting development in some ways, most likely. I know that's the case. I remember actually a developer told me in the preview event that we were at, or that we virtually attended. He said this was the shortest development cycle ever. They've never had a development cycle shorter than this one. So I know that's definitely the pandemic and the different things about it. So you're talking about the pandemic and the fact that this is the first version of the game after they brought out Next Gen, which came out in November. So I understand, right? I get it. But at the same token, because you're trying to maintain a release date that is on par with what you've done in the past, people are going to wonder if, you know, is there a problem? Because we're off our schedule, so to speak. So I think that's what it is. But I would think that honestly, the next thing you're probably going to see is some sort of ratings information, and that could come as early as this week, you know, because it's only Tuesday at this point, right? But yeah, I would think that's probably the next thing, and then maybe right behind that, I think your My NBA blog has to be coming, because let's put it like this: it's August 17th. If this game was going to be delayed, they probably already would have said it. You know, there's no way in the world. And I'm gonna be honest with you, the NBA is not likely going to allow 2K to delay this game. Y'all understand how much sway the leagues have over these games. NFL with Madden, NBA with 2K, WWE with WWE 2K, MLB with the show. I'm telling you, you know, it's but I don't think that I don't think there's a delay. I really don't. Maybe the game is in a position where maybe it could have been delayed, but I don't think that that's the case.